With Season 6 of Bingo Brawlers in full swing, I thought that it would be helpful if I broke down and explained some of the most common terms that are used during both the broadcast and practices so that next time you watch these titans do battle, you can better understand what the commentators are talking about. Full disclaimer, I am not a Bingo Brawler. However, I do play Elden Ring Bingo myself on the Bingo Club Discord server, which I will leave a link in the description if you would like to join and play Bingo against me. I have also been watching Bingo Brawlers ever since Season 1, so I feel that I have a good grasp on the terminology used. Lastly, I probably won't be able to cover all of the terms in the video. If there is one that I missed that you would like me to explain, leave it in the comment section below. If there are enough that I missed, I will make a follow-up video going over the rest. The first one that I want to cover today is priority, or prio for short. This is when one player is closer to completing a square than another player. There are multiple ways that players can have priority over each other. One example could be that a square has acquire X amount of something, and player 1 has more than player 2. In that case, player 1 has priority. Another way that a player can have priority is by showing it on the board. For example, if the players are playing in the DLC and they have the squares kill Jory and kill the Maddingham NPC on the board, player 1 is currently in Shadowkeep progressing towards the hinterlands to acquire the Golden Braid Talisman, and they see that player 2 marks kill Jory. The board has now told player 1 that player 2 has priority on Maddingham because player 1 has not made progress towards that square. The last way that a player can have priority is with map presence. This one is the most common way that players have priority and the one that will be talked about the most by the commentators. Simply put, based on where player 1 is and which sites of grace they have touched, in relevance to where player 2 is and what graces they have touched, however many squares are closer to player 1 and or their graces, they have priority on those squares. For example, again, we are going to use the DLC because for me it is just easier to explain this way. If player 1 kills Ancient Dragon Man, they have now gained access to the entire southern part of the map. If player 2 has not killed Ancient Dragon Man, then player 1 now has priority on all of the squares in the southern part of the map. The next term that we will go over is split progress. This one is very simple and self-explanatory, but I wanted to put it in since it does come up a lot, especially with Bingo Brawlers. Split progress is when a player will progress towards a square but will stop before finishing it to make progress towards another square or squares. This is a very common tactic that players will use to either extend a lead or try to make a comeback. The main purpose is to take as many squares as possible, as fast as possible. The next term that we will be explaining is holding. A player will hold a square if they know that they have priority on it and they also know that the other player is not going for it at this time. Let's go back to the example that we used earlier. The players are in the DLC, and the squares kill Jory and kill Maddingham are on the board. Player 1 is in Shadowkeep, heading towards the Golden Braid. and they see player 2 mark kill Jory. The board has now told player 1 that player 2 has priority on matting hand. While progressing towards matting hand, player 1 now marks acquire the golden braid. And now player 2 knows that player 1 is not currently working towards matting hand. Player 2 could opt to not kill the matting hand and hold on to it so they could make progress towards another square, knowing that they have it in their back pocket for the future. That is all of the terms that I believe need a big explanation. Now I'm going to rattle off some terms that you will hear a lot, along with a lot of common acronyms and phrases that will come up while you're watching the Bingo Brawlers. ADM stands for Ancient Dragon Man. Dahugaka is the Dragon Hunter's Great Katana. BBK is Black Blade Kindred. Babaha are the Bell-Bearing Hunters. A race is when two players are going for the same square at the same time. A snipe is the result of the race with one player winning and one player wasting their time. Pivoting is very similar to split progress. It is just making progress towards one square and then stopping to make progress towards another. Eating your veggies is completing a bingo line. And if you hear someone saying spiky balls, they just mean Starfist. I believe that covers most of it. Again, if there are things that I missed, drop them in the comments below and I will answer them there. If there is enough, I will make a follow-up video explaining more. I do also want to give a big shout out to Captain Domo for allowing me to use all of this Bingo Brawler footage for the sake of this video. Be sure to follow and subscribe to him and all of the other brawlers that are competing this season. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more Souls content. Best of luck to all of the Bingo Brawlers, and go Team USA!